Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Donna Ivory, and I'm an instructional designer and educator with over 20 years of experience in the field of education. And today we're going to explore three practical strategies to transform overwhelming amounts of content that usually most educators have encountered. When they have walls of text, we need to take that text and break it down into a evidence-based strategy that will help your learner to go from being overwhelmed into having a memorable learning experience. Let's start with visual storytelling. So here's a before and after discussion. So first, your problem is that you're going to have a wall of text, as you've shared with me. And this is an original slide. Here we're talking about phosphorescence and wanting to share what phosphorescence is with your learners. And of course, there's lots of information on phosphorescence. In fact, I've actually added a slide here and additionally some links where you can actually read further and find lots and lots of walls of text on phosphorescence. So here's a before image of what phosphorescence could look like. And then here is a after using dual coding theory proposed by Alan Pavio in 1971, how the brain processes verbal and visual information separately but simultaneously. Now you can notice the difference is a powerful one because as there's icons, you can see icons, or for example, you can actually see the image itself in motion, the colors. That is something that will be retained by your learner. Certainly if they see jellyfish, that would be so much more engaging than a wall of text. Next, we'll talk about retrieval practice and chunking. So instead of seeing phosphorescence and fluorescence and seeing chunks and chunks of data or documentation on a screen before, we could take a look at it after. For example, on the left, fluorescence, you'll see a flashlight. Now we know that when we turn this light off, this little box here is going to disappear. But when you put the light back on, it reappears. However, on the other scale with phosphorescence, if you have a glow in the dark sign or glow in the dark stickers, and you take a UV light or a flashlight and you shine it on a phosphorescent item and allow it to absorb the rays, when you turn the lights off, it remains illuminated. So this is another example of maintaining your students' attention. Okay, so here we say the single question, it turns your passive reading into retrieval practice, and learners can recall and apply the knowledge right away. Next, we give the students a real world application. And what do I mean by that? Well, what we want to do is give them a strategy. We want them to try something. So we say, hey, try this tonight when you go home. When you get home or before you go home, stop at your local craft shop, buy some glow in the dark stickers, and use your flashlight or your cell phone flashlight, and let's light up some glow in the dark stickers and let's see what it looks like. Okay? And so that's another idea. And of course, they can watch a video online on YouTube. There's phosphorescent and fluorescent materials that a student can actually watch. It's physics, and they can actually learn briefly from other educators who can share documentation and examples. So here's three takeaways that you can use for recapping here. So let's take a look. We can talk about visual storytelling, capturing your students' attention, which supports your memory through dual coding. Number two, chunking and retrieval practice to reduce cognitive overload and boost retention. And third, how about a real world application? Let's make that learning meaningful for relevant experiences. And this is good for not only adult learners, but for youth learners as well. So together, these strategies draw from the andragogy, cognitive load theory, and retrieval practice, which are the backbone of an effective adult learning design. So let's finalize and let's cut this down now. These changes may look simple, but they're grounded in solid research and they have been proven to improve learning outcomes. So I encourage you to take small, dense slides, take small steps, right? And take these large amounts of chunk of written text and turn this slide into a small lecture note. Remember, less text does not mean less learning, okay? It means more learning, in fact. So thank you for your time today. And if you'd like to connect to or explore or redesign some new strategies, my contact information is on the slides to come. I've also provided for you some reference materials so that you can have further reading. And in closing, I just want to say thank you. My name is Donna Ivory. There's my email, contact information, my telephone number. You can take a look at my website as well. Thank you very much, and I wish you a very pleasant day.